Hey, Brendan here from Blue Light, and for those of you who haven't seen any of my videos before, over the past 5 years or so I've been supporting and helping people to achieve their dream job in the police. Well in excess of 2,000 people are now in the police service as a result of, well, their hard work. They did the hard work, I just showed them the way. So one of the things that people often get nervous about in preparing for the police recruitment process is the role play element of the assessment centre. I often describe this as the weirdest conversation you'll never have again. If you're one of my clients, you're going to pass the assessment centre, so it will be the weirdest conversation you'll never have again. College of Policing says act naturally, just be yourself. Awful advice, absolutely awful advice, because the role players you're going to be dealing with have got about 15 lines. For the most part, depending on where this assessment centre is being run, they're going to show no emotion. If they do show some emotion, it's because my guess is they're a relatively new role player, and it won't take long before the quality assurance team at the College of Policing will start getting them to act in a way that is without emotion, just delivering their lines, emotionless, without feeling, and being everything that is unnatural. So there's nothing natural about this conversation. Like I said, the weirdest conversation you will never have again. So one of the problems that causes is that when you deliver a solution to one of the four role plays, you're going to get a role player who's just saying something like, if that's the best you can do, or that's just not good enough, or I still want the action I described before taking, or I want them sacked, or I want them removed, if that's the best you can do, whatever you think is best. These answers are meaningless. They have no meaning whatsoever. They've got nothing useful to add to the conversation at this stage, and they are not going to commit to saying that your idea is a good one or a bad one. But the problem is when people hear that kind of response, it's completely unnatural. No one ever talks like that. You will never have a conversation like this again. The West Shire Centre is the most bizarre place you could ever be assessed to be a police officer for. It really is. So when you get answers like that, one of the things I want to reassure you of is that that's the answer you're always going to get. Whether your solutions are good ones or whether they demonstrate what I call the EPA, enforcement, prevention and advocacy, spend a lot of time with my clients going through how to deliver outstanding solutions that are going to really raise your score on areas like working with others, service delivery, openness to change. And it's through being able to structure solutions that have an element of enforcement, prevention and advocacy. And then there's a really good way of demonstrating you're going to assess and monitor those actions that you can use for absolutely every one of the role plays. It's very generic, but it sounds very specific, and it will absolutely nail another set of competencies. Anyway, whilst you're saying those things, you've got a role player in front of you saying, if that's the best you can do, or that's just not good enough, or I expect further action to be taken, or I want them sacked. And you're feeling like, oh, that can't be the right answer. And you're starting to doubt yourself, and that little animal called self-doubt starting to grow and expand within you. Please, can I promise you that your answers could be the most innovative, brilliant answers ever, ever, and that's the response you're still going to get off them. But not always. So here's your challenge. One of the things I challenge my clients to do is to unrole play the role players. Start off by role playing them, play them at their own game, but then deliver such outstanding solutions, things that are so innovative that they've not heard before, that you're going to knock them off guard and they're going to become their real person again. Because if you're really good at engaging and communicating with someone, there's no way someone can stick to robot, unemotion, no emotion, 15 lines sort of role. They can't do it. It's really hard for them to do. So what particularly amused me recently, and it was reported back ethically, this is someone who's passed the assessment centre and gone on to their final interview. Really tickled me this. I'm not going to forget this one. So they delivered a solution to the role play. They didn't tell me what the role play was all about, but one of the things that they did is they delivered this solution. And it was a solution that's modelled on something called independent advisory groups. So in the police service, they have independent advisory groups. So I'm not going to say what the role play was about because I just don't know, and I'm not going to say what the solution was about, and nor did my client. They just told me it was modelled on that part of what we cover on my course and my seminars, where we discuss the relevance of independent advisory groups, how that's relevant to areas like community engagement and legitimacy, but also how you can use that concept in the role plays. How innovative would that be in terms of creativity and innovation? That's what openness to change is looking for. So I'll end with this, because the response from the role player, who'd been absolutely emotionless all the way through, was just, "You're going to do what?" And then just laughed. He passed, and he laughed. It wasn't a laugh as in, what a load of rubbish. It was a laugh as in, wow, where did that come from? So that's your job. Knock them out of role player mode, because they're only human. Challenge them. Get so confident with the role plays that you're capable of knocking them out of role player mode. That's the challenge. Quite a few of my clients who've passed, they've all passed, have all reported that they've managed to get people to accept the business cards. So at the very end of the role play, I advocate that you hand someone the business card. Here's my business card. It's got all my contact details on it should you need to speak to me in the future. Please take it now. And some of them are saying 2 out of 4 have accepted the business card. One of them, as they walked out, they looked back at the role player who was looking at it as if to say, I've just picked up nothing off this person, and I'm actually staring at nothing. Brilliant, fantastic. Play them at their own game. The whole assessment centre's absolutely nonsensical. The College of Policing evaluated it as being unfit for purpose in 2016. It's 2018 now, College of Policing. Come on, raise your game. So I'll end on that, folks. If you've got any questions at all, please do put them in the comments box below. You can do that on YouTube, and you can do that on Facebook. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please press that subscribe button, and any future videos that I press public on for YouTube, you'll get them in your email queue straight away. Similarly for Facebook, if you're watching this on Facebook, please do like the video if you liked it. If you don't, then don't like it. And also like my page, and I'll send you an invite to join Blue Light's secret Facebook support group. That's at this moment in time, that's almost 2,600 members now, all supporting and guiding each other through the police recruitment process for a number of different forces all around the country, Home Office and non-Home Office, and even overseas forces now, which I'm really pleased about. Within that group, there are also members of HR teams from police forces who are quite open about it and quite supportive, even trying to poach people from other forces who may have scored 58, which is not enough to join that force, a particular force. Trying to poach them over, we'll take you. So that's interesting as well. And there are also, I know who you are, there are members of HR teams from forces who have joined the Facebook group who just lurk in the background. They don't contribute, but they're very welcome. So if you'd like to join that group, please do let me know. And I shall see you at the next video. Thanks for watching this. Bye-bye now.